Greetings to you all, and welcome to the R.A.W approach. I am Dr. Woods. I hope everybody is doing well on today. I hope the ladies have had a wonderful Women's Month so far. Hey, give me a shout out. Let me know what you have done for Women's Month so far, what your church have done, what your job has done, what your organization has done. Amen. You hear me? You feel me? That's what's up. Hey, I have a special guest in the house on today. I have Miss J. Lipscomb. I'm going to let her introduce herself and give you some background about herself, and we're going to roll on into this thing. Jay, take your time, sit back, and enjoy. All right? Go ahead. It's all on you.
Thank you. I appreciate the intro. Hi, my name is J. Lipscomb. I'm a trailblazer, real estate broker, nonprofit founder, and a proud single mother. As a woman of color, an African-American woman in industries where representation is rare, I've broken through barriers, built multiple businesses, and created lasting changes in my community. I didn't just settle for the status quo. I built my own path. So as the founder of a nonprofit, I've empowered women and families to reach their full potential, providing resources that change lives. In real estate, I've helped create countless clients secure their future by building wealth and creating opportunities. Balancing motherhood with these ventures isn't easy, but it's a challenge. I'm with passion. I'm here to inspire others to rise, to shine, to show that with hard work, determination, and a clear vision, you can not only achieve greatness, you can also create a legacy that empowers those around you. It's time for us to stop waiting for permission, ladies. I mean, it is Women's Month. Take control and go out with our dreams. I'm living proof it is possible. So again, thank you guys for having me tonight.
All right. I appreciate you. Thank you for the introduction and giving a little knowledge about yourself. We're going to dive on into this thing. And this is what I like to ask everybody. You know, with you being an entrepreneur, a mother, running a not-for-profit and doing real estate, what is it that you do or what you have found that works in the industry or personally dealing with work-life balance? You know, some people say they have it. Some people say they don't. Some people say that they're working on it. So I'm going to ask you, what is that you do to find work-life balance? And as Dr. Cochran told us last week, work-life harmony. What you have for us?
Well, to me, work-life balance it's not a fixed destination. It's more fluid. I think we're forever evolving in this journey, especially as women. As women, our lives change, our priorities shift, and what worked yesterday may not work today. And that's okay. Balance doesn't mean perfection. It just means that we're adaptable. And what matters most is giving yourself the grace to adjust as you grow and evolve, as we change, so that my definition of balance is about finding what aligns with our values in the moment and embracing the flexibility to change it again when needed. So to me, remember, balance is not a one-time achievement. It's an ongoing process, just like we are. We're forever growing.
All right. So let me share some tips for the audience on work-life balance. And this is something I continue to want to share with the audience because it is severe, it is needed, and a lot of people really don't understand it. And these are my 8 tips for work-life balance. It is, number 1, make time for yourself. Number 2, develop a routine. Number 3, exercise. It takes stress off your mind. I use exercise working out in the gym. That's my therapy. You know, that works for me. 4, totally unplug. Unplug yourself. You may not have 30 minutes, 16 hours. You may not even have 24 hours. But, you know, when you get the opportunity, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, just totally unplug. And you know what totally unplug is. Find it for yourself. Do it. Make it happen. The next one is set boundaries. I think a lot of times we don't know how to set boundaries for ourselves. The next one, set career goals. And I think we are in this time, especially with how things is going with politics, the president and everything. People are losing federal jobs out here today. So my grandfather always told me, he said, I don't give a care if your first job is paying you $1 million. You better have you a side. You better have you a hustle, a legal hustle, because you never know when that job is going to end. And I think a lot of people are suffering with that right now.
Especially with what's going on in our economy today.
Absolutely. The last two is time management. Sometimes we just got to set the time. We got to manage it for ourselves. I know a lot of times the time just get away from us, and before you know it's time to go to bed. And been there, done that. So I'm not saying that it can't happen, it won't happen, but you have to find a little time and manage things for yourself. And my most important one, I like to hear it. I like to hear people hear it. I like to hear when people come on the show, they use it and they adapt it to their own theories and approaches. That is, learn to say no. It's okay to say no. No is a complete sentence. It's not a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? We just have to get to that point. You know how to say no, Jay?
Absolutely. As you were talking, I was sitting here making notes. I was sitting here making notes, and I was like, it doesn't mean, work-life balance doesn't mean about splitting your time equally between work and personal life. It's about being intentional. You know what I mean? With what matters to you.
Yeah.
You were talking about saying no. I got that as one of my notes. Saying no, and no is a sentence.
All by itself. All by itself. If you don't believe it, you better try it. If you don't believe it, you better try it.
And giving yourself permission to rest and recharge.
Yeah.
Sometimes we feel like the hustle. We gotta. The grind. It is the grind. It's hard sometimes. It can be intense. But if you don't reset and recharge, you have nothing to give.
That is so true. That is so true. Well, let's go ahead and dive into what I know you are very knowledgeable about. Give us some understanding about real estate, one of your many ventures that you are a part of.
Can I say one other thing, since we are celebrating this month? I was also thinking about this. You were talking about work-life balance, and so many times, we think taking care of ourselves is, a lot of folks think that it's selfish. And for us women, I think that it's more important because we're the ones who uplift our families. We nourish our husbands, our spouses, our kids, and all of in our communities. And so when you nurture your physical, emotional, mental health, you show up better for yourself, your family, your career, and the world. So I just wanted to re-emphasize that as women, sometimes it's hard for us to take time for ourselves, but it's necessary. It's not just important, it's necessary. So I just wanted to emphasize that.
Well, to add to that, I don't think selfish or taking care of yourself is being selfish. Because if you don't learn to take care of you, then you take on stresses and strain of the world. And anyone that knows about stresses and strain, that's the number one cause of heart attacks and other diseases that we suffer with, because our body is not recharging. You know what I'm saying? So,
yes,
right.
We're
Now, let's
to
go.
everybody else, we got to recharge and pour back into ourselves, or we don't have anything to pour. We'll be empty.
That's true.
So you're absolutely right.
Okay. Now let's dive on into it. Real estate, that's your specialty.
Absolutely.
I'll let it.
Absolutely. What you want to know about it? I'm the broker. It's a lot of things. I love real estate. Real estate is my passion because it has really, as I tell folks, real estate doesn't mean, a building or an estate. Real estate means real wealth when you break down the words of real estate. It means real wealth. And it's the number one way to build wealth. Period. And right now with what's going on in our economy, not just building wealth. There's so many different ways to get involved in real estate. You can be a realtor like myself. I've been in real estate for over 20 years now. And so, I know I look like I did when I was 10, right?
Explain the difference to those of us that really don't understand the differences between being a real estate agent and being a broker. What's the advantages?
It's really the education and the time. It's a lot of, well, let me take it a step further. It's a real estate agent, and then there's realtors. So there's a difference even between the two. Some real estate agents are not realtors. Realtors have the education. They go and they get the education. We have to go for certifications every few years just to have the status of a realtor. A real estate agent got their license and are now real estate. And so, I think, and then a broker is when you go back again, you get your education and you can manage your own firm. You can manage your own, you can open your own firm, you can broker another firm like the R.A.W. You can do property management. You're like the CEO of business, basically, as a broker. You're already self-employed as a realtor, but again, it just takes it to another level to where you have ownership of your own business.
Okay, perfect. So I've seen the piece, and this is good information. I've seen the piece that talks about, there's the pros and the cons of real estate. And one of the pieces that I was looking at on World News, they were talking about the market has become oversaturated. Where do you find that the market being oversaturated comes in, and how are people making decent income, or are they making decent income when it shows that some people either still use an agent to assist, or you got some people that goes 2 to 3 years without before they get their first sale?
You're absolutely right. Real estate and entrepreneurship alone comes with its own unique challenges. And you really have to be a chameleon in this business and be able to adjust. I was reading stats. Every year I read stats to see what the industry is doing. And so stats came out a couple of weeks ago, and it was saying 74% of agents did not close one deal last year.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how many? That's huge. Did you hear that number? 74%.
Yeah, that's exactly what I heard.
One deal last year. So it's a lot of unemployed and agents not making income. And so it's not a business where you just get licensed and you sit back and you wait for the business to come to you. It's not one of those businesses. It's, in this industry, of course, being a woman of color in real estate and entrepreneurship comes with it. Like I said, its own challenges within itself. And so, especially when you're dominated by certain demographics, I'm proud to be part of my own path and creating space for others like me. You know what I mean? And that comes with, like I said, that education. It just doesn't stop with getting a license. It's really being educated because you're helping people buy, sell, invest the biggest purchase of their lives. This is not something to take light.
All right, let me see. We got a
want to make sure that you're dealing with an agent that's educated, that's knowledgeable about what's going on in the business and in the industry, and like I said, and willing to accommodate and adjust, and knowing what's going on. Like I said, in the market and in their local community.
All right, let me see this. We got a couple of people that's here. Let me see if they're trying to come on or what they're trying to do.
Can I also speak on something else about interest rates?
Sure.
Okay, right now, the big scare is interest rates. And I just want to reiterate that interest rates right now are truly normal. We were in when we were in the midst of the pandemic, interest rates were traditionally low. They were 2 and 3%, which we'll never see again. And so it allowed people to make purchases that they normally wouldn't be able to make because interest rates were so low. But with interest rates right now being normal, again, it allows space for sellers to guess what?
Well, and
like I said, it allows stability of the market to where you can negotiate the price when you still see the prices of the houses coming down.
And that's a good point to bring up because a lot of people see the economy going bad, and a lot of them do not know about the interest rate, whether or not it's normal, and whether or not it's high or low, or what is beneficial. So that's why I think it's important for you to have a realtor that totally understands
and it's
what's going on in the market and sharing it with them.
And if you got a good agent, they can negotiate not just your interest rate on and how the seller doing. So many, it's a lot of different things, the different ways that we can create a way for a buyer. It's just picking up the phone, and so that way they can, instead of being fearful of what, be in the know.
Thank you for that. I guess he was trying to come on. Okay, let me go to this next one. Get back up here. What are different ways to get involved when it comes to real estate? As you talk about building health, what are different ways to help other people to get involved, to get an understanding, to have a total understanding of real estate?
I'm not sure
what would you advise? Go ahead.
Are you meaning like an individual that like if you just, I'm not understanding your question, I guess.
Okay. One, you have some people that's kind of nervous when it's time to buy a home and they're young. What information can you provide them to get them comfortable to walk through the steps and be like, okay, this is what we have to do? Like, what is the first thing that you see that when it comes to people that's ready to purchase a home, where does they doubt come in?
Like as far as the steps, what to do first?
Yes.
Okay.
Because there's so many different programs out there. So what would be your advice to get them through that beginning stage?
That is a great question. The first thing you want to do is call me, and the rest, the next 10 steps I got. Because I know that sounds funny, and I'm making a joke, but I'm so serious. Because it is the best thing to do is to call me. I tell people to call me before you do anything, before you go fix your credit, before you think, okay, let me go, before you start throwing dots at a blank board. Call me, because I want to make sure that we're hitting the target. Call me so that way I'm like the one-stop shop. I have professionals that can help you as far as clean up your credit, get you on track, and make sure that you're hitting that target that we're trying to get you to. Not just, I've had people close accounts that we needed them to keep open. I've had people pay off things I needed them to keep as far as in a revolving account. Again, that's why I say, call me first. That's the first step, really, is to contact me. And that way, I'm going to hold your hand, and I'm going to take you through that process from the 1 through 10. So the best thing to do is to contact me first.
Well, the stigmatism for a lot of people is clean your credit up. Get everything off your, that's what's been taught. That's what's been taught. Clear everything up. But that's where the importance of having someone to be like, no, you need this revolving credit. You need this. You need all this going on. So that's why it's important to have somebody. But from those such as myself on the other side, we've been taught, no, clean everything up. You should, have a clean history beside the basic thing like a car note or a house note or something, or something like that. Other than that, we've been taught to clean it up, get it out.
Different. But it's so many different programs out here. So again, it may be some things that I need you to clean up, but then some things, I mean, if it's not a thing that I need you to clean up and I need you to have money for closing, let's use that money for closing. You know what I mean? If I need you to go pay off some things, then that's fine. But sometimes I have people to come to me and they don't have anything that I need them to clean up. You know, it's just it's just, again, and it's impossible for me to explain to someone in this, you know, in this setting as far as what to do, because it's almost like everybody has their own lane of what they do every day, right? They get up, they go to work, right? So it would be impossible for me to step into someone's shoes and know exactly what to do as far as everything that they know to do, right? That's impossible to do. It's something they do every day. And in this industry, our business changes every day. The stock market, look at the stock market. That's our business. The stock market affects real estate. It affects interest rates. It affects how banks distribute money. So again, that all affects us. And you need to have someone that's knowledgeable about what is available and the programs that are available out there. It's some programs that are available that for people under 600 credits. And people don't know that. There's some folks that, you know, it's affordable programs out there just for those that may have a little bit of those credit discrepancies that may not qualify for some of our traditional programs like FHA and conventional. And then you have assistance programs. It's just, like I said, it's great to call it professional as opposed to just doing it yourself. You save so much money. And you earn so much knowledge as far as, again, it's the biggest purchase you make in your life. Why wouldn't you want someone there?
All right, well, let me throw, we have two questions here. The viewers have asked me to ask you. One of them might come on live, but I'm not for sure. Okay. Okay, let me ask this one. This one said, my wife and I have vacant property in another city. What is the best way to develop this property and create income?
Vacant property in another city?
Another city compared to where they live.
Okay.
And what is the best way to develop this property and create income?
Well, can we ask questions? Is it residential or commercial? Is it sitting in, it's a few questions I would need to ask. Is it residential, is it commercial? Does it sit in a rural area?
Let me ask this.
Okay.
Low key, did you hear those questions that she asked?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I just can't see you though.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I had some feedback on my end. That's why I was off camera for a minute. Hello.
Yeah.
Okay, do you still have it?
Yeah, now, it's some bad feedback. That's why I had signed off earlier. But now we good.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I was just asking that for the last several years, in the city of Memphis, I have like 2 properties down there, and they're totally vacant right now. And it's not commercial. It's basically for like family homes. There is one area that could possibly become like a commercial, but we're not sure right now. So I talked to my wife, and we would actually thought about maybe building some type of single family dwelling on it, a duplex, a triplex, or something like that. But I'm not really sure what is the best option right now.
Are you guys, is this your first investment?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And does it have public sewer and water?
Yes, it's actually close to the line, so it's very easy to go ahead and tap into that. Yeah.
Would you have to tap? I'm saying, does it sit on it, or is it septic? Does it have septic or?
No, the property is totally blank. Blank. It's just totally vacant property. It's nothing on it currently.
I understand. The reason I'm asking that is because based on if it's sitting on city sewer, city water. I'm sorry, I'm getting feedback, so I hope you can hear me.
Yeah, I am too. That's why I couldn't hear you earlier. I had a lot of feedback.
Okay. If it's city on city sewer, city water, I would say you guys may want to. First of all, I used to real estate in Memphis, so I am familiar with the area. But I would say you want to try as far as a quadruplex or something like that, a multi-family unit, one unit. So that way it'll probably be easier for you. But the reason I ask as far as city sewer and city water is because a lot of times people will have land, but if you're not sure if it has access to public sewer, water lines, things like that, you may have to pay a pretty penny for it to get what we call perked to see how much you could build on that land and how much that land can actually support. And what I mean by percolation test is when they're testing the soil to see what the soil can, how much sewer the property could actually sustain. I've seen where people have had 10 acres and can only build a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house on it because land doesn't necessarily support it, doesn't have enough to support a sewer line, a septic tank. So that's why I asked as far as that.
No, that sounds good. Yeah, it's actually at 2 acres and it's right there on the sewer line, so it's a city.
Okay.
And so I think my wife talked about maybe doing some type, like you said earlier, like a quadruplex or something like that where you can get the most. Because I think there's some kind of a zoning where you can't have so many family homes on that property. So she said the best way to maybe do something is to have, like you said, maybe a quadruplex where we can have 3 to 4 people on that property. And then that way we can get the best bang for our buck.
That's what I would suggest for you. That way you got your investment spot, especially since you guys are first-time investors, and it's in another city. And I would also encourage you, if it is in another city, I know people sometimes don't pay just the extra little, an extra penny, but look at a property manager. Look at an actual property management firm that can actually take some of that stress off of you, because you don't want to chase down people for checks. You don't want to look for subcontractors to go in there and your plumbing. You don't want people to go in there. You don't want anybody to go in there and jack up your house, So you do want professionals that actually, fixing up your house. And if you get a property management firm, then you got someone going to support you and take care of those things and be the bad guy when you don't have to. They're going to evict them when you can still be the nice, pleasant guy and the nice guy that they saw not on the street, or the nice guy in church, or wherever it is that you met, and allow that property management.
Okay.
All right, Loki, hold on. We're going to bring somebody else on to ask a question, and we're going to go back and forth.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
All right, Starler, what you got?
Hey, I wanted to ask, is it better or most beneficial for a realtor or real estate agent to partner with a builder?
Partner with a
builder.
A builder?
Builder. Yes, I've partnered with, I look at myself as a one-stop shop. When someone comes to me, whether you're looking at an investment property or brokerage, whether you're looking at new construction, or you may be looking at property in another country, overseas, then I'm going to I have lenders and a whole staff of folks that's going to help you as far as along the way, whether that be a home inspection or so. So when you are, I'm sorry, did I lose you guys? It kind of blinked out. I'm so sorry.
No, we're here.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Can you repeat your question? I totally forgot when it blanked out.
She asked, is it most beneficial for a realtor to partner with a builder?
Oh, it can be. It can be. I think it's beneficial if the realtor still has the freedom. Are you saying from let me ask you, which perspective are you looking at it from? A realtor's perspective or her perspective to her clients?
Basically, mine mostly from a realtor's perspective, because I'm saying that it's such a small inventory out, homes. So, you still have the builder out there. But you stated that 70% of real estate agents are not closed on properties. So I'm asking, what would have been better for them to partner with a builder than to go out on their
Not necessarily, because builders are in new construction areas, they're struggling sometimes too. And sometimes those where a realtor, I've worked in both, where I've had to sit in a model home, and I've worked for a builder and sat in a model home where my commission wasn't, as an independent, as an agent and as a broker, I make between 3 and 10% of my commissions. Working with a builder, most of those agents that are sitting in those homes are only making 0.5% or 1% per transaction. So when I look at that and do the math sometimes doesn't math for me. And so I like to have a little bit more. I like my money. And so for me, I like the fact of being an independent agent and knowing those builders and being able to walk into those builders and having that inventory available to me, but also being an independent agent where I can still work and make those. That's why I said in this business, it really takes an agent being a chameleon. I work in property management. I work in property management. I'm a broker. So I manage other agents, bringing other agents into the firm where I make commissions off that. And at the same time, I work with a builder in Nashville, Franklin, and Murfreesboro, and in Memphis. And then I also partner, like I said, I have outside properties, whether that be in properties from $30,000 properties to multi-million-dollar properties. So again, I don't think you can be. I know some agents focus on one area. And some have been successful in that role. I'm just not one of those. I'm more of a chameleon. I kind of move throughout.
Okay, thank you.
Did I answer your question?
Yes, you answered. Just that. And that, housing market back in 2000. We received back from that because they would stay already overpriced states. So we took it there. So I next time I purchased them, I took into consideration town Atlanta to make it
Starla, whatever you were saying on them last couple of sentences, your word, every other word was going in and out. So I don't think she was able to hear you.
Okay. And did you hear living a and we housing market crash
2008.
It took a big impact and so basically just trying to learn. I actually purchased this home in downtown. So is local that important?
What was that last thing about local?
Hard time hearing. I'm really trying to hear her, and I'm having a hard time. I heard you say something about Are you talking about 2008 when we had when the market crashed in 2008?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I heard you say something about 2008. You purchased,
and then I purchased downtown. How important is
you purchased something in downtown Atlanta? Put it in the private chat, and I'll get her to respond from there.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear.
No, it was going in and out. Let me ask Loki. Loki, do you have anything else before I click off and we move on?
Yes, sir. I have a question. So I've been thinking about for the past 2 or 3 years to buy some property in like some different cities, and then try to go ahead and fix them up, and then possibly like flip them. But I'm kind of worried and stuff about doing that in these different cities because I know, like you said earlier, that I need to find somebody that's good, you know, to help me in those cities. So do you have any type of, I guess, ways that, you know, that I can find some of these people in these cities where I can go out there and find people to kind of like partner with? Is there any kind of avenues out there to do that? Because say, for example, if I want to go down to Memphis and I want to buy some property down there, fix it up and flip it, or maybe to fix it up and then like rent it out, but I don't have anybody I can really trust. So is it where I could go to like a property company, or maybe after I do it, and then maybe how can I find somebody to help me as far as fix up that property?
Okay. There are a couple of different ways you can do that. Number one, you can have a like I said, a realtor like myself, that has a team of agents that a network of agents that you can collaborate with, so that way it makes it easier for you. I would say build a team. If you already have a realtor that you're comfortable with and that you're confident as far as in using, then I would say build a team with that realtor, so that way you have, because every state is different. And I mean, every county is different as far as the building requirements. You know, here in Mississippi, you know, from Morgan County to Davidson County, Williamson County, and Rutherford County, they all connect. They all have different ways as far as the building permits and what they will allow. And so I would say you have a team of experts that's working on your behalf. And like I said, when we first started, number one, what did I say? Call me. and that way we'll get it taken care of for you.
I'm going to make sure as we wrap it up that you give them your contact. I see you got your little card right there. Go ahead and see if you can put that card to the camera.
Oh yeah, right here.
Yeah, but bring it real close to the camera and see if we can read it. You gonna lift it up? Lift it up. No, we can't read it. So what we're gonna do at the end, so people can contact you. You just give all your contact information, and then we'll go from there. Slide. There you go, right there. Slide over. There you go. All right. I still can't read it.
All right.
We can make it bigger. We can make it bigger.
I need me a manicure real quick.
All right, so I'm gonna wait for her to get dealing with that, typing that in there, then we'll go from there. So you know, I know we had other things. Oh, here we go. Let me see. Is the market
Is this the lady that we were just talking to?
Yes.
Okay, great.
He said, what she asked was
Starla.
Yeah, Starla. She said, is the market? Oh, she said, in this market, is purchasing in downtown still the best return for your investment?
Downtown.
She's downtown Atlanta or even downtown Nashville. Either one of them.
Is it best? Well,
that's what she is.
If it's downtown,
it's the best return on your investment.
That's an interesting question, because you're saying downtown, and you know, right now the best investment. I don't know really how to answer that question, because that's not really. Let me see. Is it better to purchase downtown? I guess for convenience. Is that what we're talking about? Is it because we're talking about the convenience of downtown? Is downtown a better investment than purchasing in a rural area? Is that what we're asking? Like, is it better to purchase downtown because due to convenience, due to a rural area? Because Middle Tennessee is so funny with that. Because, you know, here in Nashville, you could purchase 1,000 square foot property downtown for $800,000, you know, up to $1 million, or I can take you out and you can go to Spring Hill in Williamson County, and I can get you a couple of acres with a 3-bedroom, with a 2.5 bath,
Right.
3 bath, and a 2-car garage. So value is really based on the individual, you know what I mean, and what the need is at that time. So to say like downtown has the convenience for those that may not want land, may not be concerned with having a vehicle because you're gonna have to pay for parking, so they may want to use public transportation, as opposed to someone who may have a family that may want to live out, schools may be an issue. Again, that value can change so much. Schools can change the value of an area. What they're building in that area can change the value of that area. If they're building an interstate or an infrastructure, that can change the value of an area. So I guess I'm asking a little bit more, so that way I can answer your question a little bit more thoroughly.
So pretty much let me make sure I get this right. When you dealing with downtown compared to in the city or in the rural area, and when you talk about the return on your investment is dependent on the market at the moment in time. Is that not correct?
The market predicts what the people want. Yes.
So I mean, right now I'm looking at Nashville. So you got a lot of stuff, a lot of people going downtown. But yet you still got a lot of people moving in Nashville, the city. You got a lot of people moving in Franklin, the surrounding Gallatin, and all the surrounding counties for the purpose of the land. So it really depends on what it is that people want.
Yes, because Nashville is booming right now. Nashville is the place to be. And so Nashville right now, you're talking about, you got $1 million properties downtown. You got, $2 million property. You got Rutherford County right now is the fastest growing, county, and that's on the subsidiary, of that's one of the, areas on the outskirts of Davidson County. So I guess it's just really, when you're talking about value, when you're going to get the best return, it's just really buying smart and buying and knowing that you're buying a property that's an investment for the long term, that that someone else is going to buy. I always tell people, don't just buy something that you can sell. You have to look at it as an investment. And I know everyone thinks their home is $1 million, of course, but you definitely want to make sure that you're making the right choice, for you. You don't want to go out and buy a 10-acre. Well, I was about to say that, and then I was going to change. I was going to say, you don't want to buy 10 acres of land and put a 1-bedroom, 1 bath on it. But then I was like, I just sold one not too long ago to a guy in Florida who had some land to hunt on, and he bought acres of land, and it was a great price for it.
So he was more focused on the land than he was the house.
He was, because all he wanted to do, he wanted a place where he could come into, he lived in the city in Florida, and he wanted a place where he could come in and hunt. It didn't even have public sewer. It didn't have a bathroom. It was a 1-room with outside plumbing, and I was like, oh wow. And he bought it, paid cash for it. But yeah, so I was about to make that example, but again, value is literally what people are looking for, and the market determines that.
Okay. Let me see. I think we got somebody else. Ernest, are you trying to come on?
I was just checking in, big brother, sir. Apologize, I was a little bit delayed, but I just wanted to see what was going on.
Well, come on in. Let people see your face.
What's up?
Oh, yeah. Get off the camera. Get off the
Hey, look, man. Hey, look, I've been outside working.
How you doing today?
How you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
We're talking about real estate. We had other things to go to, but right now real estate has taken over. Do you have anything you want to share with us, or you just dropped in to say hello?
I just dropped in to say hello. I'm definitely gonna make sure I watch the playback, but anytime I get a chance to come in here and check out the raw approach, I will.
That's what's up, man. We glad to have you. Glad to have you. Well, we appreciate you, man.
Okay, next time I'll try to make sure I look a little bit more sexier. I, I apologize.
You sound like connoisseur talking about we need to have the raw approach after dark.
No, we're not. No, nothing raw is happening after dark. We're gonna make sure that we keep it safe.
Well, goodbye. Stay tuned. All right. Stoller also stated that traffic in Atlanta is horrible. So it's driving prices up in Atlanta and increasing my equity in Texas rapidly.
Okay.
So I think that was
So she lives in downtown Atlanta. Is that what she's saying? She lives in downtown Atlanta. And she's wanting to know if she with the traffic being heavy, is she wondering, is that affecting her?
You're driving the prices up in Atlanta, increasing my equity. Stoller, do you want to come on and try to say that again?
Is that what she's saying? Because more and more people are moving downtown because they don't want to deal with the traffic.
Did you hear that, Stoller?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Oh, that's so
yes, we can.
Okay. Yeah, it is. As far as Atlanta goes, downtown Atlanta is like booming right. Everybody is coming in.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, are we those who have moved? We're gonna see a very positive return. So our others thing.
Okay. I'm with you. Okay. I think what you're comparing that to, are we still comparing to the 2008 crash?
Market crash.
Yeah.
Okay. I see where you're going with that. Okay. Now, with 2008, what crashed the market wasn't just necessarily real estate. It was the way they were lending money. It was where you had an adjustable, and those I don't recommend on anyone unless you're like an investor. If you're an investor and you can do an adjustable because they're doing a 1 or 2% right now, and you know that you can like you're doing a new construction, you can close on that in like in 60 days or something like that, then maybe yes. But the adjustable is what affected folks. And what I'm saying about an adjustable is those interest rates that were not fixed. So you had some folks that went from interest rates that were 4%, 4, 5, 6%, and jumped to 7, 8, 9 the next month. And then you had some people that doubled the next month because they were not on a fixed. And so what I would say is real estate is going to be if you bought the right way. If you bought smart, what I mean by smart is you didn't buy in a market where, an example, during COVID, we had great interest rates, but it's a crazy market here in Middle Tennessee where you have people literally bidding $100,000 over purchase price and no appraisal. That's dangerous. Because it doesn't mean that you're not going to get $100,000 of equity in 2 years possibly. So with that, you get what I'm saying? That's not necessarily buying necessarily smart. You know what I mean? Or getting an adjustable where you have folks that were I can remember in 2008, I can remember plain as day where I would tell people, hey, let's fix some things on your credit, so I can get you on a fix. Let's just fix a couple of things. And they were so driven on doing it themselves. They went with another agent that took them down another path. They went down an adjustable because I just refused to do adjustables on folks just to get them in a house. They did an adjustable, and then they were calling me 6 months or a year later saying, Jay, I can't afford it. I need to do something. I got to sell. And now they're in a worse situation because they damaged their credit because they had to have a foreclosure on their credit. And so that's what happened in that market in 2008. If you are living downtown Nashville or downtown Atlanta, downtown usually holds the most as far as what am I trying to say? They provide the most accessibility.
Okay.
Okay. So that means you got access to hospitals, restaurants, this, that, and the other, so on and so forth. So of course it has more accommodations for folks to where you don't have to have a vehicle. You don't have to deal with traffic. You don't have this, that, and the other. So of course it's going to be more attractive. But what's going to keep your property and your equity is making sure if you're fixed. Can I ask you that? Are you on a fixed?
I'm fixed.
Then you shouldn't have anything to worry about.
Okay.
All you should do is sit back and let the money roll in. If you're on a fix, the only thing I would say to folks that's on a fix, watch the interest rates. If you're on a fixed in the last 2 years, watch the interest. If you just recently bought in the last 2 or 3 years and you're concerned with interest rates, don't be. Because when interest rates drop in the next 6 months or they drop next year or whenever they drop, you can refinance and you're not so far in your mortgage to where it's going to hurt you as far as that you've lost, you know what I mean, all your equity. That's a great time because you're still paying a lot of the interest. You're not necessarily paying on the actual what am I trying to say? You're not paying on the interest, you're actually paying on the loan itself. Yes, the principal. Thank you. So yes, it's late in the evening. But yes, the principal. So absolutely right. So if you're downtown, you should be fine. Just let the money roll in, girl.
What is the overage girl? It's just so I think that's what I'm saying about escrow over all these different things.
Miss Starla, it is bad feedback. Are you hearing her?
If everybody who's mic's off, it may.
I didn't hear what was the question.
Okay, I was just saying we'll get in with this market. We just think that people really pro shortage, pro overage, when to shortage versus continue like.
I think her Wi-Fi is going in and out.
I heard a little bit about what she said. I want to touch on that right now. Miss Starla, if you can hear me, right now is the best time to purchase. It is one of the best times to purchase because right now prices are negotiable. Where sellers a few years ago were not willing to give closing costs, where builders were not willing to give closing costs, down payment, pay agent fee, all of those things, all of that is negotiable right now. So yes, we are, like I said, I always tell folks, you date the rate and marry the house. The rate is going to change. So you date the rate, but you're marrying the house. So it's to get you in the house, but the rate you can always change. And again, you get a realtor that's knowledgeable, you can get a buy down, what we call buy downs on your interest rate. I can't hear you.
I said, let me say this. I can honestly say that this has been a wealth of information. We hadn't been able to get to the other stuff we want to get to, such as AHOD and all that type of stuff, but that's okay. We should be able to do that another time. We'll find another time to bring you on to discuss, more real estate as well as your not-for-profit and the other things that people don't know. Can I put it out there?
Sure.
About you being a delegate of the state of Tennessee. So we're going to get into that next time as well, because we want to hit the politics, what's going on and what we are dealing with. So as we get ready to wrap up, I just want to ask you, is there anything, this is what I like to ask people, is there anything that you like to ask me?
Anything I would like to ask you? No.
Okay, that's cool. I just want to give everybody that opportunity. And so right now, this is the time that I ask you all to give, closing remarks. Give something to inspire the people, and that they can always remember Jay Lipscomb.
And I do have a
What do
question
you
for you. I'm sorry, I have an afterthought. I do have a question for you.
Uh-oh. You take me some water. Ain't no telling what you about to have.
Yeah, drink you some water.
What you weren't supposed to agree with it. Go ahead. What you got?
No, I was just wanting to know, is there anything that you feel like that you would like your audience to know that I was not able to share, that you would like for me to share with your audience?
Well, why don't you ask the audience to leave comments
Okay.
For things that they would like to talk about next time?
That'd be great. So that way, because we'll be back, right?
Yeah, we'll bring you back. Yeah, we'll bring you back. But yeah, put all that out in your closing remarks. Give them a motto, a theory, or something, and then you go into how they can contact you and tell them, to reach out, but make comments or what they would like to hear. I'm giving you the flow. Do your thing.
Okay. Well, again, as you started this, we were talking about Women Empowering Month. And so I want to leave women with a few things. Number one, embrace your strength. Remember that as a woman, you always are strong, resilient, and capable. The world needs our unique perspectives and contributions. Number two, break the limits. I encourage you to challenge boundaries, whether it's in your career, personal lives, or communities. You have the power to redefine what success looks like. Number three, celebrate progress, not perfection. Growth is a journey. It's important to celebrate the whirlwinds and progress along the way rather than focus on perfection. Number four, support each other. Empowering women, we need to empower each other to lift each other up, especially those that are like-minded. Success becomes more powerful when shared within a community of strong, like-minded women. Five, keep evolving. Remind yourself that greatness isn't a destination. It's an ongoing evolution. Every step that we get closer to the fullest version of ourselves. And number six, resilience over adversity. Every step that we take gets us closer, like I said, to the fullest thing. So every setback is a setup for a comeback. Create a motivating, uplifting message for yourself, empower yourself, and guys, go out there and be the divas that we are.
I appreciate you for that. Starla told me to tell you thanks for your expertise. It was very informative. Now, with that said, while you drinking your coconut water,
don't tell everything.
Now tell them how to contact you.
Absolutely. You can reach me at 615-870-9082, or you can visit me at my website at www.jlipscomb.com. Again, that's www.jlipscomb.com, or you can reach me at www.everythingitouchturnsgold.com.
Jay, I appreciate you for coming on and sharing that wealth of knowledge with us on today. Yeah, we're gonna have to bring you back. People texting me and be like, "I just came on late. I need to ask you something next time." Blah blah blah. So we're gonna make sure that we bring you on. We are pretty booked, but I think we're gonna be looking for. It might be sometime in June, but we'll make it happen and we'll go from there. And right here, I want everyone to know my model for a theory or a concept today is just always put yourself in a situation. You can't always be scared to make a move. Society is pushing us, some of us more now, to make a move that we never expected. I hate it for the federal government, people in them jobs, and they losing good paying jobs, years of experience and everything. So sometimes, and it's bad, and I hate to say this, but it's so true. And one of my theories is, it's better to leave on top instead of they get rid of you. And I want people that to set with people. Sometimes you got to understand when the writing is on the wall and prepare yourself to make a move, because not saying that it applies in this situation, but when people get rid of you, they don't ask you back. But when you leave on top, it's like any football star that won a Super Bowl. Everybody wants a part of you. Just something to think about. All right. Remember, small victories lead to greater success. I am Dr. Woods, and you have just been hit by the R.A.W approach. Peace. Come check us out. www